right, so we're going into crypto education today a little bit, and one of the coins I have really wanted to learn more about, and that is a coin named AMP. My name is Paul Barron, this is TechPath. We're going to dive into it today. On these market movers, we put together research, analysis, sentiment data. We overlay that with some of the the media that's out there, and then we mesh it all together for you guys. And of course, hopefully it's something that you can love and use in your own crypto journey and in your own technology journey, because we do a ton around AI, EV, and all that good stuff. As a reminder, this is not investment advice. It's an educational research package that's based on our own findings and options, things that we use, not financial advisors. And we highly recommend that you do your own research and due diligence across your investment portfolio, no matter what you're doing. So, that's kind of a no-brainer, but we want you to do that. If you guys love this content, let's just go ahead right now, and you've been watching some of our videos, maybe it's the first time, but if you've watched some of our videos, you kind of know what we deliver here. Hit the like button right now, hit the like button and share it, because this is going to be a great one. Hopefully, if you're on the premiere, this is another great way you can start to interact. Hopefully, we're going to be dropping a lot more, hopefully in a very soon amount of time, we'll be doing more live product for you. So that'll be interesting, more content going in that direction. Let's jump over to what is AMP. All right. So a lot of people, when you look at AMP and where it's going, it basically is taking money into the 21st century, as they say right here. It's basically let's just move it as kind of a modern day Venmo or a modern day tool that you'll be able to utilize to kind of give you kind of a versatile interface for verifiable collateralization through a system of collateral partitions and collateral managers. Mainly what they're trying to do is connect the Ethereum blockchain to payment. And I think that's going to be the key here with where this product is going. It's also one of the reasons I think this project is flying so high right now in terms of its performance on market cap and also involvement on investment. But when you look at some of the players behind it, that's where it gets really intriguing to me, because the players are usually, when you look at certain kinds of companies that are associated with many of these projects, you can tell the credibility of a project pretty quickly. And this player alignment with AMP is one that I think is interesting. From staking payments on Flexa, if you've never heard of Flexa, again, it's a mobile payment app that essentially is going to be used and is being used in a lot of European countries, and also has the ability, I think, to kind of grow beyond that. But look at this partner lineup right here. Flexa, Consensus, and then you've got Gemini, Coinbase Custody, Bittrex, obviously on the platforms, Balancer, Dodo, Sushi, and Uniswap moving in here. Bancor, Conflux, I mean, you can kind of see they've got quite a few of the companies, and even down at the bottom there, CoinGecko and Chainlink, all tied into this project. So I think as you look at AMP for a potential altcoin investment, these are some of the things that you should be diving into. One thing I do recommend all of you to do is, get on CoinMarketCap, dive into some of the basic research that CoinMarketCap does on their projects, and always go to the project homepage and then dive into their white papers and their about. I know that's a lot of work, but listen, it's your money. It's your money. You got to treat it with a little respect, man. So do your due diligence, go dive into these projects and really understand what they're trying to do. Because I think the key here with any of these altcoin projects, because some of these altcoin projects, let's just be honest, some of these are pie in the sky, absolutely have no shot of ever becoming something. But this is one of those, and there's a few others, whether you've seen the hot rise of T-Fuel, or maybe you're a Cardano or a Polkadot fan, or maybe you're into Algorand and maybe even Avalanche, which are two coins and projects that I'm really passionate about, both Avalanche and Algorand both. And I think those are the things, when you really start to understand what they're trying to do and how they're doing it, the future of DeFi and where it's going, this is a real thing. It's happening. I've been in the era of internet evolution. I've been in the era of both social media evolution, and I can recognize technology, a winning technology, when it's in front of me, and blockchain is definitely one of them. So let's jump over to Benzinga. I want to kind of right here to the Benzinga site to kind of just look at why has this surged 787% this year, what you need to know. And really kind of, is this too late to get in? That would probably be the big question right here. So what happened? AMP traded at 13.63% higher at press time in a 24-hour period after Coinbase Global, basically the big one, said it's going to list the cryptocurrency on its Pro platform. So the token shot up quite a bit. That's the Coinbase bump right now. And I think as you're watching any kind of these altcoins, the key is looking at where this can get traded, because I think that's the big one on how these altcoins are going to move. Now, there's always going to be corrections, and then you're going to see a little bit of a slide. And then if the coin has real project potential, that's where I think you see real investors come back in and start to ride the wave up. It happened in Cardano, and Cardano is one of those good examples of where Cardano basically almost cut in half on the correction and rose right back up to almost an all-time high with where they were just over the past 2 weeks. So again, those are the kind of investment opportunities. Cardano is one of those that's definitely going to stay around for quite some time. Let's jump over here. The cryptocurrency trading platform said that AMP is not yet available on Coinbase or via consumer mobile apps, but it does claim on its websites it's going to be decentralizing the risk of asset transfer and any form of value exchange being guaranteed through it be on digital payments. This is a big problem that a lot of these platforms have, whether you're using, well, if you've ever used it, and I don't know if you've heard of Plaid, not the Tesla Plaid, but Plaid, the platform that basically connects to digital and mobile payments. If you know how Plaid works, let me give you a quick precursor on it, and that is, it is basically an interface between your bank account and a payment solution provider, and that could be someone online, it could be even a different platform or payment aggregator. But the point is that Plaid is like a small tick. It dives deep into your checking account or your bank account and has pretty much full control of it. And I don't know if you guys are selling on eBay, but if you looked at what is happening on eBay, where they've kind of surpassed or went around the PayPal model recently and gone direct payments, this is kind of the scenario where they basically have access to your bank account. These are the kind of things that can be hacked. These are the kind of things that have trouble in the world of the Venmos or the Zells of the world, that potentially, if you have those attached to any kind of main accounts, one thing I would recommend to you, it's a practice I do, is open up an account that is a trading and or an account that you put money in, but it's not your main account that creates any kind of traffic other than drop in and drop out, moving around. That's a big advantage because it should be a short-term account. You shouldn't keep a lot of cash in it. And it should be your basically your clearinghouse account that you sweep every, maybe once a week in some cases, and you move that money around, and or you're using it for different kind of investment tools, whether you're dropping into crypto or traditional assets. But that's a tool that I do because most of the time when I have to connect Plaid to anything, any kind of payment aggregator, I use that account because I don't want them in my main account. Hopefully that's a good tip for you guys. But let's take a look a little further into the tool itself. I want to jump over here to the token summary that Into the Block provides on this. And I want to look at some of the key things here. Holders making money at current, 64%. That's a big high. Obviously, we've seen a big move on this one. They are a little bit bearish on this right now. And concentrated by large holders, that's the thing that is absolutely off the chart here with AMP, 98%. A lot of big players look at this coin and see its potential and are playing it long term. Holders composition by time held, 66% on 1 to 12 months. And then you have 1 month, only 34%. So this is, again, a long hold, a $1.36 billion transaction flow in the last 7 days, another big move. And then you can kind of see the concentration move there and large transactions and, of course, the network growth. All right, so let's jump over to TradingView real quick and kind of look at some of the historical movement of AMP. So as you can see right back here, this was, of course, a 524 right around the big happening of one of the alternative corrections that we saw right here on its swoop. Sentiment on its rise right here, 50.19, had a nice amplification, rode that up. This amplification cone missed the target though. So you can't always count on this. It went higher than what the actual investment went into and missed it by almost 10%. And then it started to see the fall. Same kind of scenario right here where the amplification starts to move out. And let me kind of move over a little bit and you can kind of see where this is going. But this one, of course, was 6.8, and it definitely has a much higher sentiment score than what you see back here during this period of its rise. This could be a little bit of movement right here that we're seeing on this wobble, much like this one right here that we saw moving down, and then this kind of movement right here that it's happening. So when you're analyzing these, this could be one of those coins that has done it. It's spun its wheel and maybe it's at its point. So I want you guys to make sure and watch the charts very closely if you're going into these for a short term. If you're going in long term, maybe you wait a little bit for this one to correct. If it corrects off this high that it just recently hit, which is around 63 cents, then there's an opportunity here. I think this is one of those that you definitely have to keep in your back pocket and put on your watch list, whether you are interested in this kind of project or not. But the key thing is the DeFi component of what AMP's project is. This is a big one. Would I say this is a buy, sell, or hold? I would probably say if you're on it right now, you're holding it. If you did not sell during the last 2 days. And if you are on it, I would maybe ride this out. Unless you say, hey, wait a minute, there's some other altcoins I want to jump into, then I think you're at the right point as of filming right now to be able to exit the coin and move on. If you are trying to get in, I think you wait and you look at this one as it maybe rises out. The other thing that could happen before the week ends is we could see a nice little wobble and this thing continues on its rise. That will be questioned. And if you look back here at the volume right here on TradingView, you can kind of see the action that's happening. This is obviously, liquidity is definitely in the wings here and it's moving. So there's definitely some action happening. Obviously, we see the rise right here that's causing this quick movement, which I continue to see. If you're looking at these kind of moves up, typically you're not going to catch those on any kind of sentiment analysis right here unless you're following a coin and or a token very, very closely. All right, so we continue to do these, and again, this is one of those hot coins that we wanted to kind of get out before the weekend, but we continue to do these kinds of analysis from time to time, hopefully giving you some education on a coin you didn't know about or on something that hopefully can help you understand and analyze your next move in the altcoin side of things. Make sure and subscribe if you're listening over on the podcast. Give us a few stars. And don't forget, if you're here on YouTube, hit the like button. Again, subscribe and share this video. It's the best way you can help the channel out. And of course, if you have an idea, shoot us an email to producer@revernetworks.com. You can hit me up on Twitter @PaulBaron. I'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.